What would happen if the moon disappeared tonight? Look up tonight. The moon is there, the way it always has been. It feels permanent. It feels fixed. But what if, at exactly midnight, it was simply gone? Not destroyed, not dimmed, just gone. The answer is not just darkness. The answer is the unraveling of nearly everything you take for granted about life on Earth. The first thing you would notice is the tide. Within a single day, the massive rhythmic pull that drives the ocean's twice-daily surge would collapse. The moon controls roughly 2/3 of Earth's tidal force. Without it, the oceans would still move, faintly, pulled by the distant gravity of the sun. But the tides would shrink by about 2/3. The massive intertidal zones that stretch for miles on flat coastlines would nearly vanish. The ecosystems living in them, thousands of species of crabs, worms, mollusks, and shorebirds, would lose the world they evolved inside of. Many would be dead within a generation. But that is the gentle part. Within years, you would start to feel something far stranger. Earth's axial tilt, currently stabilized at roughly 23.5 degrees by the moon's gravitational anchor, would begin to drift. Without the moon, planetary scientists like Jacques Laskar at the Paris Observatory have calculated that Earth's tilt could wander chaotically between 0 and 85 degrees over millions of years. That might sound abstract. It is not. At 85 degrees of tilt, the poles point almost directly at the sun for half the year. Summers would be so extreme that the poles would bake. Winters would plunge entire continents into months of frozen darkness. The slow, stable seasons that allowed agriculture to develop, that allowed civilization to exist, would be gone. There would be no more planting calendars, no more predictable harvests, no more reliable monsoons. Here is the part that rarely gets mentioned. The moon does not just stabilize our tilt, it slows us down. Earth's rotation has been decelerating for billions of years because of the moon's gravitational braking. Currently, a day is 24 hours. Without the moon continuing that drag, Earth would not immediately spin faster, but the long-term stabilizing effect would vanish. Geological evidence shows that roughly 1.4 billion years ago, when the moon was closer and the braking effect was different, a day on Earth lasted only 18 hours. The absence of the moon's ongoing influence removes one of the forces keeping our rotation in check over deep time. Faster spin means stronger winds, dramatically stronger. Atmospheric models suggest wind speeds on a rapidly rotating Earth could routinely exceed 100 miles per hour at the surface. Hurricanes would be a baseline, not an exception. And then, there is the night sky itself. Without the moon, the night would be darker than anything you have ever seen outside of a remote desert. The Milky Way, visible to only 1/3 of humanity today, due to light pollution, would blaze overhead for anyone standing outside a city. Cultures built their entire spiritual and agricultural lives around the moon, from Sumerian lunar calendars to the Islamic calendar, to the ancient Chinese festival cycle. Every religion, every harvest tradition, every romantic metaphor rooted in moonlight would be reconstructed from scratch. Here's the twist. Life on Earth almost certainly would not have arisen as it did without the moon. The moon formed about 4.5 billion years ago, when a Mars-sized body called Theia collided with the early Earth in what scientists call the giant impact hypothesis. That collision was catastrophic. It was also possibly essential. the energy from that impact, may have helped melt and differentiate Earth's core, generating the magnetic field that shields us from solar radiation today. Without that shield, life as we know it may never have started at all. The moon is not just a light in the sky. It is not just a romantic backdrop or a surface for human footprints. It is a gravitational anchor, a tidal engine, a biological clock, and the remnant of the collision that made Earth livable in the first place. So look up tonight. The moon is there. And now, you know exactly what that means.